And when populist governments come into play, they usually ride on charismatic individuals.
Yes.
Yeah.
That have very simple message.
Yeah.
For Donald Trump, when he came in 2016,
MAGA.
it was "Make America Great Again"
Yeah.
and "Drain the Swamp."
Yeah.
Very simple. For Javier Milei, he brought out a chainsaw. Said he was going to cut down everything. I remember there was a particular video where he had stickers of names of ministries, and he was ripping them out from the board. Ministry of Gender Diversity, so out. Ministry of Education, out. I think it was saying afuera. Out.
Bueno, lo primero que tenemos que entender es que el Estado no es la solución, el Estado es el problema. Ustedes, si se fijan acá, tienen la gran raviolada que es el Estado, el gran curro y la fuente de la decadencia argentina, que es el Estado. Esta es la foto del Estado que tenemos hoy. Ministerio de Turismo y Deporte, afuera. Ministerio de Cultura, afuera. Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible, afuera. Ministerio de las Mujeres y Género y Diversidad, afuera. Ministerio de Obras Públicas, afuera. Aunque te resistas. Vamos a seguir por acá. Ministerio de Ciencia y Tecnología e Innovación, algo bien del sector privado. Nada bueno salió del sector público, afuera. Ministerio de Trabajo, Empleo y Seguridad Social, afuera. Ministerio de Educación, adoctrinamiento, afuera. Ministerio de Transporte, afuera. Ministerio de Salud, afuera. Ministerio de Desarrollo Social, afuera. ¿Cómo queda el Estado? Ministerio de Capital Humano, Ministerio de Infraestructura, Ministerio de Economía, Ministerio de Justicia, Ministerio de Seguridad, Ministerio de Defensa, Ministerio de Relaciones Exteriores y Ministerio del Interior. Se acabó el curro de la política. ¡Viva la libertad, carajo!
Bring it back down to that populism, right? So it seems like, there's been a lot of criticism against populism, especially right-wing populism like Trump, Marine Le Pen, Meloni, and all those other guys in the West. But when you look at the way populism is being practiced, right-wing populism in Argentina with Javier Milei, it seems like it's working.
Yeah.
Right, in the sense that for like 25 years, thereabout, they've been posting negative trade deficits, posting negative fiscal deficits as well. Right, yeah, they've been having fiscal deficits. But it now seems like within 2024, there was like a turnover in the sense that they started having budget and rather trade surplus, started having like fiscal surplus as well, right? So would you say like his rhetoric or his ideology basically on bringing the chainsaw to cut down the systems is working?
Generally, it looks as if it's working. At least you are seeing the fruits.
Yeah.
When he first came, he said there was going to be a V growth. Things will get worse before it gets better. So when he came in, Argentina's inflation was more than 200 and something % annual growth.
Yeah.
And the government, what the government used to do then was what they have, they spend more than what they have.
Yeah.
And what do they spend on? They spend on energy, they spend on transport, they spend on gas, they spend on water resources. They subsidize this thing a lot. Yeah. The average middle class or poor Argentina will pay pennies of their own currency to afford these things. You pay, just imagine paying maybe 20 naira, 100 naira for electricity.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If you look at it that way, because eventually it's this kind of thing that when you keep on paying for subsidies, stifles investments. People don't want government, private individuals don't want to invest in those sectors.
Economies, yeah.
So when he came in, he said government is going to cut down on the subsidies. From paying maybe 2%, you're not going to pay 20% of your energy bills. You're going to pay 15-20% of your water resources bill. The Argentina populace, poverty grew under him.
Yeah.
because of the high inflation
Reforms, yeah.
caused by high prices.
Yeah.
But with high prices comes higher wages.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
wages also grow.
So wages also grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with time, inflation has begun to slow down.
Yeah.
It's still high. It's still like annual rates technically it's still high,
Yeah.
but month to month it's slowing down. In fact, the central government has even cut down their interest rates for the first time. I think some couple of months ago. Yeah, so they had to cut down the interest rate because the inflation was coming down gradually. And well, his approval ratings are still
Yeah, I think it's over
high,
50%.
so they are still high. So he still has a lot of people.
So will you
even though they are
say-
suffering.
Yeah. But will you say that at least right-wing populism in this case seems to be effective? Like working against the systems, because like you said earlier, when he was campaigning, he was doing Ministry of Gender Diversity, Agora. Right, so like sorry, but like it was cutting off those things. So would you say like those, as Emmanuel was kind of against cutting off the systems too much, but would you say like at least in the case of Argentina, cutting off the systems kind of paid off?
One thing I'll say about Javier Milei is, as much as he spoke about those things, he hasn't made that the focus of his government. And I think that is to his credit. So now people just remember that, he said this during his campaigning, but like, you don't really like associate it with him now. Now he's more focused on like improving the economy. So that's what is making to be the front banner of what his government is looking at, as Adeniji has mentioned, bring down inflation, cut down government spending on subsidies. So that's what is making the pillar of his government, and I support that. So if he had made maybe removing different, like something like maybe gender studies as the headline of his government, we'll probably be having a different conversation. But the fact that he made economics as the forefront is why I am very, very pleased with him.